Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tea Time Thursdays with the Fox Tribe. I am Tina, one of your hosts, and the Tea Time Thursdays is our play space in the Fox Tribe where we get to share a lot about gardening, parenting, health, wealth, happiness. We talk about creative stuff, about painting, and all of those. And this afternoon, we have a very interesting topic, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited for our topic. But before that, do you have your coffee or water or tea ready? Because it's tea time Thursday, so any drink will do. Awesome. So yeah, and also have your pen and paper because this is a very interesting topic. I mean, me, myself personally, is also very excited to hear from our gorgeous money master, Fox Goddess, Hannah Al-Nuaimi. And Hannah is an awesome financial advisor, and she has a lot of business. She's also the founder of Money Merch, and aside from that, she's an awesome X-Men in all ways. Like you could not really label her because she's so great in many things. So she is also part of the Fox Tribe, and she yeah, is a co-creator of Money Merch and also the one behind Usaping Money. Ayan, so you can follow her Facebook pages. All you need to do is type Money Merch or Usaping Money on Facebook. So before that, I know you're waiting for her to share and all of that. So our topic is about money and mental health. So all of that will be shared to us by Hannah Al-Nuaimi. Welcome, Hannah.
Yay! Good afternoon. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much, Ate Tina, for your wonderful introduction. And of course, I would like to honor each and everyone who is in this discussion about money and mental health. So hopefully everyone is settled down. So okay, let's have the slides, please. Thank you. Welcome, Jenny.
Hi, Hannah Banana. Sa gawas gyud zay.
Robotic ibang voice, ma'am. Nawala si Jenny. Anyway, so I would like to welcome each and everyone na tong mga bag-o lang nagsulod. So, like what I have mentioned a while ago, we are going to talk about money and mental health. So, dili gid ko ganahan ani na topic. This is not something that I would really like to talk about. Um, I love to talk about money. It's something that energizes me. But to really go down to the path of mental health and associate it with money, that's a completely different area of expertise or body of work. So when I had an awareness, when I had a knowing to really push through with this topic, it actually got me into 21 days. July 5th ata, when I told Ate Tina, you know what, this is what my awareness told me, that I need to talk about, this is what is required sa community to talk about money and mental health. Mga, yeah, more or less 3 weeks, and the last 2 or 3 weeks was not pleasant at all. Guys, it was not pleasant at all. There was a lot of unease, maybe because I had a lot of point of views and judgments about the topic. However, here I am. I found the joy and the expansive energy behind talking about money and mental health. So without further ado, I actually entitled this discussion as Mind Your Money. So, 'di ba? Let's see what's in store for money and mental health on the succeeding slides. Next slide, please. So since this is a topic that not a lot of people are really comfortable with, or maybe do not have an ease upon the discussion of this topic, I would like to invite everyone to be present. So for anyone or for anyone who would like to do sunya at this very moment, you may do so. Pwede tayo mag 9 to 0 or 29 to 0 at the maximum, or any spiritual practice that you feel would resonate to you at this very moment, whichever that is going to be light for you to help you to be present so you can relax and receive for the rest of the slides. So 29 to 0, if I remember it correctly, Atitina, it's like 5 minutes, right? 5 to 7 minutes of breathing, diba? So let's allot that, please. I would be with you, though it would be a sitting sunya meditation for me. So hello, Ati Ai. Welcome. So we
Hi.
are just we are just starting the discussion. Meanwhile, since we are inviting everyone to be present with this topic about money and mental health, I invite you to do sunya or any other practice, spiritual practice that works for you at this very moment. Anything to make you feel present or to be present. So yon, I would be starting mine as well. Off ko lang yung video ko. Raise your hands if you are done with your meditative practice, or for those who are already done, you may get your beverages like what Atitina mentioned. May it be in the form of water, tea, coffee. Sige. All right. Thank you, Atitina. I see your response is done. All right. Cool. How about the rest? Please raise your hands if you're done. Let me open my video. Let's see. Ayun, I can see now. Good. All right, so kindly on the next slide, please. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I feel your presence with me on this topic. So, just a few reminders before we go into the meat of the program. So, first off, relax and receive. That's something that we have already done through being present. And next, take only what resonates. Like whatever information that comes through you on this discussion, know what actually works for you, what is light for you, and what is true for you um, in relation to your personal or your own financial journey. Next is journaling is encouraged. If you have a pen and paper with you that and if you feel that journaling would be helpful, please do so. And for context, studies shown in this discussion would be in the European and American setting. So while doing the research, I have been looking for Philippine-based studies, and sadly, maybe this is the reason why I had the opportunity to talk about it because there are minimum to zero quantitative studies about money and mental health. So for yung mga na-release or na-publish na mga studies so far are qualitative. So ang binibigay niya lang is characteristics or yung kumbaga yung value or yung correlation ng money and mental health, but nothing on the quantitative side or how the mental health is measured against money and vice versa. So this is the reason why I actually got European and American setup or studies so that we could have a broader picture of what we're talking about money and mental health. So let's see. Sources used in the talk will be in the last slide. And of course, if you would like to have this presentation, this is open for everyone. Kaya nga nire-record natin to because this is something that we would like to check into from time to time if it's going to be useful in the future. So yun. Those are just a few reminders. So let's go ahead, guys, and let's talk. What does your money have to do with your mental health? You know, sinong may pera dyan? Can I have a money bill, please? A money bill. This is money, right? Money. This is money. Baliktad pa. Baliktad pa. Yeah. This is money. A 500 peso bill. And it's just paper. And of course, a lot of air. This is just paper and a lot of air. And imagine a lot of people going insane and berserk just because of this piece of paper. A lot of strained relationships because of this paper. A lot of sleepless nights because of this paper. And it is just paper. Unless we have other point of views of what money actually is. So let's talk about that. On the next slide, please. Yun. So ito na yung sabi kong context. Let's go into how these studies were actually made. This is one that I saw 2 days ago, July 20th of this year, 2021. That's like 2 days ago. They published this study about stress and finances. And if we talk about mental health, one of the more indicative or more obvious way of seeing or having a point of view of mental health is stress. That's something that is actually tangible. Like if you see a person and that person is not entirely in a good mental health state, you makita mo sa mga facial expressions, body language, etc., that that person is in stress. So with that, I'm using stress as part of a mental health problem in relation to finances or money. So finances in general, in how we manage, grow, invest money, etc. So what it actually says is that 73% of Americans state that their finances is their number one source of stress. Number one source. This is 7 out of 10 people. 7 out of 10 people. And this is not something na it was measured. It was something that these people have admitted. So, of course, yung sabi ko, yung source na doon sa last slide, if you would actually be checking on the rest of the study, it's something that people actually put into paper. Sinabi nila to, this, hindi siya measure into any other factors apart from what has been verbally said by the participant. So more than politics, 59%. Work, 49%. Maybe the silver lining of this study is that it tells us na yung work pala natin is not entirely stressful in comparison with money. And family, 46%. Imagine that. So, next slide, please. Let's move forward for the next of the information. Ayun, so sabi ko, how true is that? Like, how do you say that money actually has a direct correlation with mental health? Like, how do people say that? Because it's entirely easy to say. Na-stress ako ngayon kasi kulang talaga yung sahod. I was thinking na ito yung money na ma-receive ko for this week. However, it did not come up that way. So it's something that is easy to say. So what do scientists and other researchers tell us about the correlation of the linkage of money and mental health? So yon, kasi that was the participants, that's a participant-centered study. Ito naman, it's something that the researchers had the allowance to put in other measurable factors doon sa mental health. And after all of those, ito yung nakita nila. It is a loop. Tingnan nyo. It's a loop. The cycle of money and mental health. For the reason being that they use the word cycle, it tells us that we are just going round and round and round and round. There is a feedback loop on how we are as a community, individually, collective, as a community, and with money. Like it looks like we have the same way of approaching money. Sige daw, let's see. If I'm going to start with mental health problem, so if someone has a mental health problem, may it be in any form, undiagnosed or diagnosed, make it harder to earn, manage, and spend money or even ask for help. And with that, it creates a financial difficulty. And that financial difficulty adds more to whatever stress and anxiety that person is already having because of the lack of money. So paulit-ulit lang siya. And I actually started with a person who possibly has an undiagnosed or diagnosed mental health problem. And what if I would be seeing it on a different angle? What if I see it starting with financial difficulty? So that person has financial challenges. What if nawala ng trabaho? Like, there are external circumstances nowadays that exacerbate this. Nawala ng trabaho, hindi na push through ang employment because of the pandemic, etc., or nahihirapan to actually start a different stream of income. So that is already financial difficulty. You are unable to meet whatever needs that you have. So yun, nakaka-stress, anxiety pa rin. And that would create that mental health problem. And once you are in there, it makes it harder to earn, manage, and spend money. So sabi ko, this is quite broad for a research. Like, this is what they could come up with. This is all there is that they could come up with. It looks like if you check the diagram, there is no flow on the diagram. It's just a feedback loop, and it feeds one of the other. So what do we do about this? Let's check on the succeeding slides, please. So according to that same studies, there are two ways. Hindi naman siya yung ito lang. However, this is the most reported ones. So that is the reason why ito yung napili ko for this discussion. So there are two ways that our money problems affect us. first one is psychosocial. So mind in relation to the community. So it's like an outward expression of how we are with our money problems. So ang number one, the most reported ones lang ha. Of course, there are other things naman kasi iba-iba naman talaga yung response ng tao. The most common one. Number one is isolation. May friend ka ba na at some point in her life may binabayarang malaking utang? Hindi yan masyadong magpapakita. Isolation. People who have debt are 3 times as likely to have thought about suicide. This is like a financial maze that I couldn't get myself out of. Sounds familiar? Familiar siya. Tingnan niyo ulit yung diagram na we actually tackled a while ago. It's just a loop. It's just one big loop. It's just one big cycle. And it seems like you could not get out of that cycle. So, of course, ito talaga. May mga tendencies and community stigma. Ito ha, this is, of course, it would be lovely to have science and research back us up on this topic. Some of the things that I would be discussing are entirely experiential. So, ibig sabihin, based on my experience or the experience of the people in my community or social network. Ito nga, number one, isolation na nga. Hindi na nga lumalabas yung tao. May internal isolation na siya, and outside, it feels like they could not get any help whatsoever to get them out of that financial bubble. And there is a stigma for people who are poor. And that is true. At saka, excuse me, kasi may langaw. May stigma for those people who are poor. And at dahil dyan, siguro there are certain, kaya nga, this is what I appreciate. When the ECQ started last year, there was a psychosocial support hotline in our city that would address that. Na if you feel something like this, or in whatever way, na you have someone to talk to. Diba? So yon. Next would be, next is yun, psychosomatic effects. So body, our mind in relation to our body. So kung yung kanina is psychosocial, so it's like an outward expression of the money problem. This time, it's going to be the inward expression of the money problem. Ang number one is insomnia. Ito talaga. Pag hindi mo nabayaran agad yung utang na yan, or you could not come up with any money to cover whatever financial difficulty you are in, insomnia. Tiredness, loss of appetite, ulcers, and or digestive tract problems. Of course, this is like an aftermath after another. Like if you have a loss of appetite, possibly you would be able to develop these digestive tract problems. I'd like to have an analogy on this. Diba? What if tumayo ako dito from where I am, and then paglakad ko, nadapa ako. And nung nadapa ako, when I was trying to stand up, I actually saw that I had a bruise. So that's your body supporting you and actually telling you na whatever na nangyari na nadapa ka, put in your body in pain. So lahat ng resources ng body at that time to be able to support the healing on that part na na-injury kasi nadapa ako is going to happen. So makikita niyo may redness, may swelling, di ba? Kasi I had bruise. And this is the same with a money problem. Your body would be supporting you in wherever you had your full attention and energy on. And if you're thinking about paying yung tuition fee ng anak mo in the next few days and you still have zero amount of money, and that is a 5-digit problem in your head, you would be allotting whatever whatever resources that you have to be able to come up on that. Minsan, hindi nga solusyon. Minsan, it's ruminating certain consequences of why you are unable to make that payment. Or what if you are unable to make that payment? Isipin mo yon. Maganda sana if it was just to create solutions. What if your mind is going to be against you at that time at may masingit na mga thought processes about why you can't do it? Or mapapahiya yung anak mo, etc., etc. Remember the community stigma ng psychosocial effects. So that's part of it. So insomnia, yon, tiredness, etc., etc. So instead of your body actually putting in the energy to create that money, it makes it tired. Kaya nga, wala ka namang ginawa at that time, you were not physically active, but you feel tired because a lot of the mental resource has been dedicated just for that part of your life. So yun. So those are the two common effects of money, a money problem in our mental health. So both psychosocial and psychosomatic. So let's move to the next slide, please. Thank you, Ate Tina. So yun, that is still broad. So let's put it into a narrower perspective. Parang this is like the grassroots of it. It's personalized, it's internalized. Money avenues where mental health issues can creep in. If you say money, it's just parang ang broad. Like, money, what? Parang ganon. So let's see, in which areas of money na we actually create a mental health problem on. Sige daw, let's see. Next slide, please. Number one talaga siya, no? Income. So, of course, income is actually, simply put, money coming in. So, this is money created in any form of gainful employment, self-employment, trading, creative pursuits. So yon. If you produce money in any type of skill that you have exchanged to the community or a person who would be requiring that, that is already income. So for instance, pag nagbenta ka ng 1 pack of DXN coffee, that is already a skill that you have exchanged to the community or the person who is willing to receive that service, you gain an income. And how do we create mental health issues in the area of income? Na di ba, dapat masaya kasi you are creating money. You are able to receive money from whatever you're good at, or you are able to actually get something pleasurable out of that transaction. Pero bakit may mental health issues pa rin dito? So, of course, lahat tayo, iba-iba yung atake natin with the income. So, of course, there are people who feel that they are unable to get into a different job or add in streams of income, and they feel that that is the only lifestyle that they can afford. So, i-repeat ko ha, there is a mental strain on people who feel stuck or stagnant on an income na sa tingin nila, doon lang yung afford. Like if I have a 9 to 6 job, this is all that I can do. And it takes off the joy of creating money. So it takes a lot of creative juices out of that person at nagiging mundane yung everyday lifestyle. And of course, if it's mundane, if it's boring, and if it's dry, your mental processes go somewhere else. And dito na yung pumapasok yung mga analysis paralysis. Na, okay, if I actually leave this job, if I actually put in a business that I actually like, if I join DXN, I may be losing this, gano'n na agad. So that is in the area of income. Remember, this is a creative expression. Personal to. This is something that is already within us. And we actually gain money out of that. Pero nai-impede siya because of whatever that is going in mentally. So napapansin nyo, if you actually do one thing or you put it a routine and you do not do anything different, in the next, I actually do something different every day. But there are people who would like to have a routine for the last some sort of years. And they ask, bakit ganito na lang parate yung buhay ko? Bakit I could not create anything more than that? So it may be because napunta lang yung mental energy towards just that, creating just that. So, ganun siya sa income. Next is expenditures. So, if income is quite light, diba? Expenditures is, in comparison, significantly heavy because you're going to flow out money out of you. Expenditures. Now, I had to put in income into that so that we could have a great bigger picture, or we could parang expand more the personal finances area. So expenditures. What if I earn 100,000 pesos in a month? And ang saya na kaya ng 100,000 pesos. Malapit ka na sa high net worth if we're going to do a bracketing on that. Right? Kaya lang, sa kakaspend ko, and I do not know where I actually put in my money. Like, I do not know what money priorities I actually have. Yung 100,000 pesos ko, ubos. And at the same time, I have a 50,000 pesos credit card debt. Oh, sabi mo, Hana, no worries. I have 100,000 pesos, remember? That is my salary. Day in, day out as a fixed form of income. What if that 50,000 pesos, kasi nga, I do not put my awareness, or I do not actually choose to be present with that expense, lumobo siya ng 200,000 pesos in what? Sabihin natin 2 years. Very conservative, and we know that's not happening in this reality kasi mas madali lumobo in this reality yung 50 to 200,000 pesos. So para saan yung 100,000 pesos ko? That's twice as much as what I earn. Nakikita niyo yung context ng income and then yung expenditure? You could not change what you do not know. You cannot change what you do not know. If a person does not choose to be present with his or her personal finance, it is beyond impossible to create a change on that. And dito nahihirapan mostly. Like ako, dito ako nahihirapan. Expenses. Because I do not want to know how much I actually put out. And minsan, nauuna pa yung luho ko kaysa yung monthly recurring expenses like utility bills and etc. Nakakalimutan ko na siyang bayaran because I do not like to know what is going on with my money. And this is where a lot of people have developed a mental health problem on. Sige nga, on the next slide. Tingnan natin, 46% of people who have debt also have a mental health problem. And if you say, kasi Hana, wala silang mental resilience. You may be right. The thing is, of course, every person has a differing response on how they are with their money and how they handle debt in general. This is just a report that states that maybe as a community, there is something that we require to do to be able to help out this 46% of people na may utang who actually develop a mental health problem in the process. Kasi nga, if we go back still to the first diagram that we have discussed a while ago, yung sa cycle ng money and mental health problems, it just supports this and vice versa. Paikot-ikot lang siya. And if you are in this, along the way you have developed a mental health problem, do you think that that person would be able to go beyond it if hindi natulungan or hindi niya natulungan yung sarili niya along the process? Medyo maliit yung possibility to be able to do that. So of course, it's going to boil down to personal choices. Sige. On the last area of where money problems would actually creep into our own mental health, next is investing. Good, investing. So, of course, since I am in an investment industry, this is something na parang nasanay na lang din akong makita. You know? Na-experience ko talaga siya 2 years ago. A lot of my clients are into a lot of my clients actually joined a quick rich scheme back in 2019. Hindi ko na lang papangalanan, ha. Basta alam na natin yon. They joined the quick rich scheme, and of course, since we are on the same social network, may relationship na kami, may partnership na kami as agent-client, I was invited, and I said no. This is not an investment instrument that I know and understand of, so I'm going to say no po. Yun lang talaga. In one sentence, yun lang ang sinabi ko sa client ko. And sabi niya na, you don't have to understand it, Hannah. You just have to put in your money there because they are the financial experts. Basta they just grow your money. Ganun lang. And needless to say, in less than a year, that Quick Rich scheme has disbanded. Like, news all over the country na talagang hindi pala siya SEC registered, etc. Na SEC did not look into it daw, that the government should require better regulations on investment, na yung friend na nag-connect sa kanya doon sa Quick Rich scheme, hindi daw dapat niya yung ginawa given that that person is not an investment professional, etc. And what I actually saw at that time, because that was heavily apparent in my world, because ang dami talaga, like I'm one of the few people that did not go through with that Quick Rich scheme. All I heard actually was blame. Yun na talaga. It was blame na parang, kasi dapat yung SEC ganito, dapat yung government ganyan. Yung friend ko, I actually trusted that person, kaya lang hindi niya inisip yung best interest at heart ko. Ganon. And paano napasok si personal finance doon? It's one word, accountability. 'Di ba? Where are you in that transaction? What contribution did you have for that transaction to push through? You need whatever that transaction is. It requires your consent. It requires your agreement. It requires your yes. And the mental health problem kicks in on the aftermath of an investment that we are not totally aware of our choosing. So atin yon. So if you actually said yes to it, oo naman, tama naman. Of course, maganda naman talaga that the community that we are in supports, of course, whatever we are wanting to expand in our life on. And that includes money. Yes, talaga ako dyan. The thing is, those are the things that is out of our control. Of course, in exception, if you actually work in that company or whatnot. Pero kung hindi, you actually are able to only control you and whatever money that you put out on. And this is the major reason why I am putting out this discussion. Though I am in the investment industry, I handle investment products, real estate, and insurance, that does not make me an expert of your personal finance. I would like to be an invitation to everyone that is in here and to the people who would be listening to this in the future to be your personal financial expert, to be the CEO of your finances. Like if you have that money department in your life, ikaw ang expert doon. You know? Because I would not be able to know. A lot of people would choose to lie to me so that they would be able to get the investment product that I am offering. And anong magagawa ko dun? It's their choice. And if they are not able to push through with the rest and the succeeding of the years to flow through that investment, sayang yung mga first few years na na-invest na nila. All because they are unable to tell the truth to me. And more importantly, they have lied to themselves. So, ganun yun. And the rest of the, this person that this client of mine actually lost 10 digits. Money. Bilangin niyo na lang kung ilang zeros yon. And she had to liquidate 2 condo units na hindi pa na-turn over sa kanya. Something that is actually for the children. And what I actually love about that story is her humility and courage. Hindi mababayaran yung you admit and you be honest to yourself na, okay, I was not aware. My mental health state was not at its prime at the time of the choosing of that investment, etc. Nahulog siya na from investment, naging expenditure. It was because it was whatever unexpected investment that is chosen out of unconsciousness is always going to be expenditure. Ulitin ko ha, whatever investment that is chosen out of unconsciousness will always come out as an expenditure. Of course, lessons are going to be learned. Yun lang talaga. Kaya lang, yun lang siya. That is the price to pay. Kumbaga, para kang nag-tuition fee for that financial education. And what I actually saw in her is that she is able to go beyond it kasi she admitted to herself, kung ako yun, I know that I would just check out and then go out. Ayoko na magpakita sa world at all. At all. Ayoko na. Pero siya, she stayed where she was. Of course, is. Kasi nandun pa rin siya. Hinarap niya lahat. And right now, she is already reaping the benefits of actually choosing herself, even with that choosing. Even with the choices na sa tingin niya were bad for her. So yun. Those are the 3 avenues. I am going to repeat that. That was income, expenditure, and investments. And even just that, what if you put in right now, kahit ngayon lang, you put in 1% of your presence, of your energy, of your attention, just on one area. What if income lang? Gusto ko bumili ng bago ref. I create money for that. So dadagdagan ko yung income ko. What if just that? And once you are ready, and more importantly, willing, i-add in mo yung expenditure. This is what I spend pala each month. Nagkaka-miscellaneous ako pag ganito. 1% lang, 1% lang. So of course, whatever progress, celebrate as well. Ay, kaya ko na pala from income, expenses, kaya ko mag-invest. Kaya ko na mag-invest. Sige nga, tingnan ko kung how much I can shell out. What am I willing to really put in as an investment? Kung kakayanin ko ba? What is the duration? Etc. So yun. 1% lang. 1%. And then, see what your progress is moving forward. Enjoy whatever journey that you have right now sa iyong finances. And what I actually ito personal experience ko ha. I do not parang hindi ko hindi ako nakikipag-transact, or I do not put money in front of me whenever I feel any of these three things. When I'm hungry, when I'm angry, when I'm tired. Pag hungry ako, I could not create. When I'm angry, I know that I'm going to spend. And it's going to be anger spending. Ay nako, ang dali-dali kaya mag-online shopping. If I and I'm tired, at tapos yung kausap ko na investment professional, oo na lang ako ng oo para matapos siya. So, what is it for you? Ako, if that is my mental health state, I'm hungry, angry, and tired. Hungry, angry, and tired. Ayaw ko. And what I actually saw, next slide please. On that experience is that people na in any areas naman, napapansin mo yung mga tao na walang trabaho, they feel this. Not because of money. No, I thought, sana tama ako, how I wish. Pero no. Financial fatigue, not because they do not have money. It's because they are stopping their own creativity. And if that happens, you play small, you become small in the process. Hindi agad-agad. Hindi agad-agad. Minsan madali, minsan matagal. Pero they feel this, financial fatigue. And if you have been not great, hindi ko na magagamitin yung word na unemployed because of course may mga ibang tao talaga that they create money out of different forms naman of expressing themselves. Naman, oo. Yung hindi talaga, walang any outlet of creative expression at all. Income lang yun ha. Sa tingin mo, income lang yun. Financial fatigue. People who have debt, instead of them actually putting in or having themselves first, ay, papakainin ko muna sarili ko so that I can create money. I would nourish my body. I would create better creative solutions para sa mga babayaran ko. Unable to do so na. Financial fatigue. Lalo na siguro pag investment, tapos hindi na push through, hindi na pag-isipan. Hindi naman siguro sa hindi na pag-isipan. Siguro at that time, wala lang talaga yung focus at saka yung energy dun sa ino-offer na investment. It's the aftermath. Aftermath of not being present of any of those, whichever area. So, ngayon, sige daw, let's see which area, money area you feel you have or you sense that you have financial fatigue. Ito yon. Hindi ka naman talaga pagod. Your body is not even tired. It's just that there is a lot of mental energy concentrated on why you cannot and why you will not, why there is none, and the focus of lack. So financial fatigue. Sige, next. And that is actually the heavy part of the discussion, Kasi this discussion would actually, if not allow you to, but propel you to really look into yourself. Like, never mind if Hannah does not know anything about this. This is not between me and Fanny, me and Ate Jane. No. Your money is between you and yourself. So where are you in your financial health journey? And if you feel that you have any mental health issues, know if there are linked or exacerbated by money and vice versa. Am I not creating money because may ganito akong mga thought processes? Or my thought processes akong ganito because I could not create money? And these are just some of the questions. Of course, you can approach this question in whichever angle you see that would resonate for you, or that would you think, that would work for you. Where are you in your financial health journey? So ito, because it would allow us to put our energy into this question, wala talaga. You would be putting in your presence, whether you like it or not. It's between you and yourself. You would be totally present with this. So, pag it would be a lot helpful if you have water with you. Kasi when I had this, it's not, if iisipin mo, it's probably simple. It's just that there are mga certain truths na we'd like to face ourselves lang talaga before seeking out help from other people. So yon. If you have time, it may not be right now, maybe on another time when you are able to go present with it para ma-maximize yun naman yung time at saka yung energy, lalo na yung benefits of the awareness that comes to you in this question. So next, please. Yun. And yung research ko, masaya na siya later on. However, I really started with unease and unpleasurable, parang unpleasurable feelings about this. What I actually understood is that, what I actually know moving forward na is that money can be pleasurable. And apart from that, what is true for me is I see that money is a mind, body, spirit experience. Pwede din, hindi, for you. It's all up to you. Or it can be that if you put in your whole body, your whole awareness into that, it creates ripples of change more than you could ever imagine. Diba? You're creating money pero yung utak mo wala dito. Wala ka lang, doon ka lang. Somewhere else. Sorry, na-distract ko sa bata. May bata sa harap ko. Your mind is somewhere else. Like that, you know? What do you actually create as money in that matter? If you do not put your mind into it, you do not put your heart into it, yun nga ang talagang nakita ko na just to, ewan ko lang if other people are in the proven documentary series na yung sabay-sabay tayo nag-watch, there was something that nakalimutan ko na yung name ng scientist or ng doctor. Basta sabi niya is that when you look at another person, you just do not use a few muscles like this. You put in your whole body towards that person and look at that individual. What if we could be like that for money? So your totality, your whole self towards money. You create whatever you see as something that would be helpful to your community with not only your mind, but also your body, your spirit, etc. Kasi remember, we have psychosomatic and psychosocial effects na na-discuss natin prior. And maganda to actually reframe our minds or yung point of views natin rather on how money is. And what if this is true for you? This statement, money can be pleasurable. Or what would it take for money to be pleasurable? Or what would it take for me to be willing to be pleasured by money? O, diba? To be pleasured by money. May times nga ako before that I do not really like having money. That was at the time na I felt that I did not have any choice as a breadwinner. Every time na may sweldo, iiyak ako. Sana joke lang, pero hindi. Kasi, I totally know, na out of that 1530, halos wala nang maiwan sa akin. That all of the money would go to expenses. And that money is something that is not enjoyed. There is really no fun with money. It's just something that is going to be used for the sole purpose of living in this earth. Where is happy in that, 'di ba? Na when I actually hit rock bottom, what I actually told myself is that, Lord, sige, Tagalog ko na lang. Tinranslate ko talaga sa utak ko. Sabi ko, Lord, ang pangarap ko lang, umiiyak ako nito sa grocery store ha, after maglinya ng almost 2 hours just to be able to get my money sa ATM machine. Sabi ko, Lord, ang gusto ko lang talaga, Lord, is to be able to go to the grocery store anytime I want. Ayoko ng 15:30. Ayokong nakikisabay sa mga tao, ayokong nakikilinya sa ATM machine, ayoko ang taas-taas ng line. Ayoko nang mataas ang line, ayoko nang I have to wait for that money so that I could actually feed myself and my family. Nakakapagod. So, no. What is really true for you? How can you make money pleasurable for you? Kasi whenever I actually do that, ito kahapon, 'di ba Fanny? Kahapon, nag-grocery shopping ako ng 8 a.m. Happy ako. 8 a.m. ako nag-grocery shopping. And if I did not choose to really change whatever point of view that I had with money, maghihintay ako ng kung kailan ma-release yung commission, yung incentive before I actually choose to buy the things na is required at that time. So, ayun ang true sa akin. Ano naman sa inyo? Isalin nyo siya sa inyong journal. What can you do to make that pleasurable for you? And enjoy that. Kami lang ni Fanny ang customer sa NCCC at that time because at that moment, that is 8 a.m., remember? 8 a.m. kaya nag-open ang office. That's like the first business hour. And it's a weekday. 'Di ba? So yon, what can you do or be or choose that would make money pleasurable for you? Ang pangarap ko talaga makapag-spa ng 2 p.m. on a weekday. Kasi if it's going to be the same routine, hindi kaya 2 p.m. Sabi ko, ayoko makisabay dun sa mga 9 p.m., yung mga kakatapos lang mag-work, tapos na sila mag-dinner. Gusto ko iba naman. Lord, gusto ko iba naman. Lord, ibigay mo naman yung iba naman. Diba? Sige na. Let's see. Yun! And with that, my extra gift ako sa inyo, journal prompts. So apart from what we have talked about, yung first question natin is, where are you in your financial journey? Second is, how can you make money pleasurable for you? Or maybe, what is true for you in a relationship to money? Ang pangatlo is, this is borrowed ha, this is not mine. This is from a business coaching program that I had 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Basta, 2-3 years ago. At that time, I was really, anong tawag niyan? Really, baon na baon sa utang. And then, sabi niya, every day, make it a habit, make it your own. Early in the morning, 10 things that make me money. What are the 10 things that make me money? Hindi talaga makapaglagay noon ng anything. Sabi niya, kasi hindi ko ma-identify yung mga money-making activities ko. Yun din yung part sa income. If you are not aware or you do not know where you actually get your money from, you don't know where to ask. Later on ko lang na-realize, may money pala ako sa ganito na kapag create ako, if a follow-up ko, I did not ask money for that project pala. Yun. So yung 10 things that make me money, ang hirap kaya makakome up ng 10 nung first week. Medyo naiyak ako. Kasi parang impossible, you know? And of course, yung business coach na yon, she is really demanding in her own way. And I saw myself actually being that demanding na din. Demanding in a way that I am in my potency in relationship to into the creation of money in whatever forms. Like ilalagay mo talaga how much money you had on that day. Whatever forms. It really doesn't matter even if it is some form of gift. But it has to be in fiat currency or cash. So yun. Kasi 'di ba, yun ang pinakamadaling ma-trade sa society natin ngayon. And these are the bonus ones that I add into pag I sense na parang dry and boring na. 10 things, at really 10 things that create fun in my life. Ito ha, yung 10 things is just parang a default. You can start at whichever number you feel is light for you. You can even start at 3. The only common denominator is that you actually start. Or, to put it more bluntly, that you actually choose to start. You know, the potency of your choices is manifested in inspired action. The potency of your choices is manifested in inspired action. So if I actually choose na bayaran tong utang na to, I would create whatever action is required to be able to meet whatever target that I have. Akala nila it's all action. No, the behind that action is always a choice. And how potent is that choice is always going to be manifested in what action. So kung half-assed lang din yung approach mo on that choice, do not be do not be shocked if it is going to be a half-assed action din. Maybe that choice was not true for you after all. So yun. 10 things that create fun in my life. 10 things that make me happy. Oh, yun. And if you actually do this, like in the next 24 hours, you will see that yung mga 10 things that make you money, hala, the same category pala siya dun sa things that make me happy. Things that create fun in my life. Nag-o-overlap siya. Nag-o-overlap siya. So, yun. So, totoo pala talaga yung money follows joy. In this context. Nag-overlap siya. And if it does not overlap, it's okay. It's okay. What this actually helps us to do is to put our awareness on something na we do not like to do initially lang naman. Of course, you can choose naman talaga, you can choose each and every 10 seconds naman differently. Initially lang naman. So, yun. And next, you may find out that you are not your money. So, sige daw be, if you have your bag with you and maybe have a purse or a wallet in there, check how much money you have. Check daw be how much money you have. Sige daw, what if coins, 10 pesos? Or maybe paper bills, 500. Isang card, debit card, nandun ang pera, digitally. Nasa coins.ph, nasa GCash. Have you ever, anong tawag niya, na-check niyo na ba yun? Minsan kasi, wala akong pera, tapos may pera pala tayo sa other money channels like those. Whatever amount that is, know that that is not you. Diba? That is not you. Money does not create you. You create money. Money does not create who you are. But it is a byproduct of the potency of who you are. And those things, my fine line. And that is where it gets blurred. That is where our mental health goes into a dangerous territory with money. It's because we have identified or defined ourselves as such. Na, okay, I have 5 pesos. So I'm pathetic, I'm small, people do not like me, hindi na ako lalabas, hindi na ako pupunta makipag-meet sa mga friends ko sa Fox Tribe because I have 5 pesos, I am loser. Or sasabihin mo na, oh my God, I'm such a winner, I am ganito because I have 5,000 pesos in my wallet, whatever that amount is, I have 1 million pesos investment. And yun, doon na may measure kung ano ka as a person, your potency, and you, may tendency na matanggal mo yung other parts of yourself because you're too identified with money, with the amount of money you have, not entirely money. So with that said, is that money's fault? Di ba, balik tayo dun sa first ever question natin. When I pulled out that 500 peso bill, is that money's fault? Papel lang naman yung pera. Is that money's fault if you feel that way, or there is a difficulty in creating the income or paying the expenditure, or nalugi yung investment? Diba parang ang common denominator naman nun is tayo. And if you could not see a 50% improvement after this talk, so what? You being able to choose at this very moment to put in your awareness, you're listening to this talk, would actually tell you that this is a choice that you're willing to make not only today, but for the succeeding days. Up until you see whatever change you would like to have. Diba? So let's slide, please. Yun. And ito ha, if for those people na who actually saw the poster, I was amazed. Like mind-blowing amazed. You know why? Because there are two elements in that poster, yung money and mental health, na I was blown away. Thank you pala, Dean, for that poster. It was grabe, match na match talaga siya on how we are with this topic in general. Butterfly and frog. And both of them goes through what? Metamorphosis. Repeat after me, metamorphosis. Before siya naging beautiful butterfly, ano siya ulit? Before siya naging butterfly, naging cocoon muna siya. Naging ugly caterpillar. Before siya naging frog, naging tadpole muna siya. And these creatures or these living things, they undergo that. And if you actually go through their growth stage, ay, ang ugly ng butterfly before. Ang ugly. Hindi siya something that is pleasant to the eyes or easy on the eyes. The butterfly, huh? Do you think there's something that is actually going to be beautiful out of that brown cocoon? Yan na yun? That may butterfly dyan? You will not be able to see that, of course. Not, diba? Hindi natin makikita yan right then and there. The beauty of it is always in the journey. And wherever you are in your money matters, whichever area you are, I truly hope and I send my gratitude in actually choosing whatever choices you have with your money. Okay, whatever that is, I just know in my heart that that would bring you to the beautiful butterfly, whatever, anong tawag niyan? Whatever na you would symbolize your money journey is. Diba? Kani frog, diba? Frog, tadpole, slimy. Have you ever seen a frog egg? Have you ever seen a frog egg? It's not desirable at all. But the potency of the frog to say ribbit, ang tone at saka ang volume at ang confidence niya to be an adult frog and say ribbit, it's something, diba? There's something that we learn towards these living things, metamorphosis. And what if right now, like at this very moment and this 10 seconds, you actually choose to do your very own money metamorphosis? So kung sa tingin mo, cocoon pa siya ngayon, what are the choices you can make to make it a butterfly? If that is what is true for you naman, di ba? to make it desirable, to make it fun, to make it really light, to make it easy for you. So I would leave you with that. Sige, let's see with the last slide. Yeah, favorite ko, money metamorphosis. Ito. So this is the last slide, just as I have promised. These are the sources. If you would like to have a copy of this presentation, please do not hesitate to connect with me or Ate Tina or the rest of the Fox tribe, possibly si Dindin din. Madali lang naman. I'll just add you so that you can view this presentation. At saka makita niyo yung sources. It's something interesting to look at, of course. I would like to remind I would like to go back to the reminders that I had on the first few minutes of this presentation. Take only what resonates. Take only what is light for you. Take only what you know is going to make your money journey a lot easier, a lot better, a lot fun, more than what it is at this moment. So yun, take it with a grain of salt, lalo na because this is American and European setting. And for Philippine context, sige lang, let's see maybe on the following mga years, meron na tayo for that. So next slide, please. Yun. So, baka tanungin nyo, paano naman kami magko-connect sa'yo, hindi namin alam where to i-move ko lang yung tripod. Ayun. Hindi naman na alam kung sino ka. Or what are your, anong tawag niyan, social media pages. So, again, I am Hannah Al-Nuaimi. You can search that on Facebook and on Instagram. Like what Ate Tina had mentioned, I have my social media pages with me, Usaping Money and Money Merch. And I would really, really love to know how you are in your financial journey. Kay, this is something that is going to be expansive. Ito, last question na to ha. What if us as a community, there are 10 participants of this call, and recorded pa to, there are more people who is going to listen to this. What if just for the 10 of us, we create that ripple of change just by choosing 1% more sa ating money journey? What if we are able to expand into greater consciousness and help people, hindi lang sa ating community, just by choosing our own financial journey, whatever it is for you. Kahit 1% lang. Kahit 1% lang. So, yun. What if, how much easier would be the transactions are? What impact can you make? Kasi ako, mag-isa lang ako and there are 10 people of you here. Hindi ko ma-expand yung aking reach just by me sa inyo din. And people would be choosing better. Possibly because they are inspired by you, because you are being that invitation. What could, diba? What if we could be all like that? Diba? Sige. On the next slide, please. Yun, thank you. Thank you so much for indulging me in this presentation. And of course, for each and every individual, may body man yan or walang body that is in this talk, who would like to contribute not only sa atin individually, as a group, as a community, in our businesses, na we actually be that light. What if we could be that light in that area, in the money area? So thank you so much. Thank you guys for your time. That's it for me, Ate Tina.
Yay! Thank you so much, Hannah, for sharing your awesome experience also in your journey with money and mental health, and how you have also given us mga tips. I like the journal prompts. I enjoyed the questions that you gave out, and yeah, this has truly been a beautiful contribution for me personally as well. Like, yeah, tama, na-remind ko sa mga ubang money thing, money stuff. And what can I do to create more and have more? Ayun. And thank you, Hannah. And thank you for bringing in the energies of Glass House. So Hannah is now currently at the Glass House, enjoying and pulling the energy, not just money, but spirits of the earth to contribute. Ayan. So thank you, Hannah. Do we have questions from the audience? Ayun. So far, everybody just saying thank you. Um, Everybody saying thank you. Thank you, Hannah Banana. Thank you for being. I love you being vulnerable and being power at the same time. And you inspire me. Sino pa ba?
Yes. Tapos kanang karon lang nako napansin good no na naglampas ta og 16 minutes so kanang
So,
pasensya kaayo. Hopefully whatever the extra minutes had actually allotted on that presentation would contribute to you. Mag-send mo po contribution sa inyo. Salamat.
it's okay, Hannah. Naaday question si Ate Ayi? Where's the question?
Asa to kaya na tan-aw na to ha. Ate Ayi, basig maka-open ka sa imuhang maka-unmute ka. Dili na ako makit-an asa dapit.
The same. I'm looking for it too.
Hello. Oo,
Ayun,
yung
ayun.
sa journal prompts. Kasi 'di ba 10 'yon. So like
Mm-mm.
every day 10 for each question. Tama ba? Or
Depende. Ang i-question ana sa imuha Ate Ayi is what are you looking to create with those questions? So ang katumang ko what would make unsa to katong 10 things that would be fun for me to do is gi-add in lang nako kay na bored na ko mag-create og money murag dili na ni siya ang para sa ako. So mo to gi-add in ako siya, pero for those people na who feel na hala gusto na ko i-create na ang ako ang body and ako ang mind or spirit is naagid ni siya with the creation of money, every day gitong 10 things that I do to be able to create that money. So whatever gid na siya, and then hopefully at the end of the day kung unsa imuhang nakuha. Na mga times gid na wala te. But do not be discouraged. Na mga times na zero gid siya. Tapos matingala ka after 3 days na makabig sale ingon ana ko personally hopefully lahi pud ang inyo kay lahi man tagpo ana siya 10 things tapos gift na naghatag sa ako og 100 pesos karon pero in the form of load ibutang nang gihapon nimo siya no ingon ana siya na I created this ana or kanang first nag-follow up ko ani na person kay katong nag-organize mig ingon ani wala ko nahatagan di ay og share. So that is actually a creation of money. Why? Because you're asking. You're asking for the money. You put in the action to ask for your money. So as simple as that, dili siya kanang kay mo pud nang gitudlo manggod sa amuan na kanang gina-complex or gina-complicate na kinahanglan i-perform murag kag nag-performance ba sa usa ka stage na kinahanglan gid it has to be elaborate for us to be able to create that money. What if it's something na very basic, you ask for money. Kay mo pud na ako makalimtan hala wala man di ko nangayo og kwarta ato no. Mind you, Ate Ayina, nagbayad sa ako GCash Monday. Kay that was the money that I did not ask 2019, December of 2019. Nag-garage sale di ay mi unya nakalimot ko. Wala ko nag-ask sa kwarta. So what if natin mga ingon ana? So naga-create lang siya og kanang more awareness mo expand maguna siya ha tama. Wala lagi ko'y kwarta karon kada lang ha asa pa ganito or kung wala didto what if ikaw mismo ang mag-create na o sige magbuhat ko ani na product, magluto ko, mag-food package ko, tas ibaligya na ko. Ana siya. Whatever is your usual na creation of money. Pwede po dungagan. Depende gid siya.
I think si Ate Jane na ay question or wants to share because naka-hand raise.
Naka-Andres. O sige. Basi magsuya ka Ate Jen.
Magstorya ko. Matungod ko.
Lang.
Matungod ko.
Oo.
Okay. Ay, hala. Kuan ka nang katong ganhan kay ko sa imong gingunhan ba nga it dili kinahanglan na kanang total performance or complicated. Pwede ra gyud kay basic extremity na ari last week ko ani kayo na kanang pwede ra gid ka mag-ask. And learn ako kay Tina, pwede ra gid ka mag-ask og dako. It's okay to ask, and it's okay to ask for big kay you deserve it. And karon no, dili na gid ko maulaw. Ngayon siya ko hatagi ko kwarta. Hatagi ko limpak-limpak na kwarta ha kanang dako gyud ha. Ingon na ako niya dili na ko maulaw niya. Dili na ko mag-guilty. Kanang feeling mo gud ako sa uda. Ay, wala mo. Deserve ba nila ko? Pero karon kay wala gyud ko'y POV. Moingon ako hatagi ko og kwarta. Hatagi ko dakong kwarta. Dili lang kwarta, ha dakong kwarta. O kung ikaw dili ka maka-contribute basta tagai ko og kwarta from other sources. So tama jud, what else is possible? As in tin. Ay, ala. Oh my gosh. Kiling kay ko. Okay, sige na baby, share na lang ko. For the past March, April, May, June, 5 months, grabe yun. Marag gulo-gulo buhay. Tapos, imagine na, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6 days na sold na siya. Dili yun, pagkaugma yun, after na mo nagstorya ni Tina, kinang mag-ask lang ka. Simple, pero sa high lisod siya himuon, kinaghan kang POBs. But, tama. Dili, but pasabot nga, complicated, basic lang. Oto, thank you. I'm so happy.
Yes, I'm happy for everyone na kanang koan gid ta. Na sense pud ako ang oneness na ganahan pud gid ta mag-create og money, inward ug outward expression of who we truly are. Kumbaga potency gid nato na whatever money that we make contributes not only to us but an infinite contribution sa community nato. Diba? What if 1% lang? Good. Hangyo lang ko. And if we can do so much for humanoids man ta dinhi, mga competitive man ta, ati kaayo na 1% lang na. Pero, choosing to start even at 1%, it helps.
Yes, and thank you so much, Hannah, for reminding that. Yeah, kahit 1%, start with the 1%, and what would it take for us to ask for more? But
Yes.
sometimes our ADHD, like kind of hyper. Oh my God, if it's more, you could actually be sensing it, and then marag ma-overwhelm. So dili na lang ka kay ma-overwhelm ka sa imong possibilities. So you stop. But what if you just start with the 1%, and slow, or fast? There's no judgment mode if you're fast. So but
Yes.
it's a nice invitation to start with the 1%. And as humanoids, you'd like to do more and create more mangyapon. Bisag 1% na gina-ask ni Hannah. So I know this has been a very beautiful afternoon with everyone about money and mental health, and shed some light about the connection between mental health and money, vice versa. No, and daghan gid kaayo na in our country, because we have funny POV in scarcity, in money, in a lot of things. Daghan taog mga journey nato with family, and that's why we are here in the Fox Tribe, no, and we have people and awesome, goddesses who could contribute to us and shed some light in terms of money. And thank you, Hannah, for bringing this up and for sharing it to everyone. And yeah, what would it take for us to create more and to be more? And if you require assistance and support, kindly message Hannah. If you have more questions and queries, Hannah is there, and yeah, avail of her beautiful services. And I'm sure that siya mga other services to offer.
Yes.
So,
Sige, sige.
personalized pa jud na, whatever works, what would work for you, because we don't have, I am sure wala na siya set lang na kanilang ko limit. Anybody can come. So thank you, Hannah, for being the invitation this afternoon, and thank you to all our participants and for those who have contributed, whether spoken or unspoken, like you're just silently listening It's okay.
Yes naman.
For those who are actively commenting, thank you everyone. Thank you, Fanny. I know si Fanny there is your awesome, na
Siya,
oo.
siya yung naghikon sa ko ang tripod.
Imong BTS.
Kung
Behind the
BTS.
scenes.
Yes.
So, thank you, everyone. Thank you. We are so blessed to have all of you. Next week, we will have Kuya Nino Orsinya for small ways to help the environment. And this coming Saturday, andyan na naman kami. Doon na naman kami lahat. Full energy. Energy pool sa aming mga creates. So, we will have a sort of angel buffet party. So you have a buffet of angel readers where you could receive one card reading from each of the reader. It's only 450. Meron na siyang foods and of course, DX and drinks. Ayan, 450 lang ang entrance natin. So parang siyang club, angel club. So if this is fun for you and join us, just message any of the Fox Tribe. You can pay from any of the main co-creators of this event, which is me, Zai, Darlene, Ate Jenny, Hannah, and Fanny. Ayan, kami ang main. So you can message any of us, whoever is fun and light for you to message. So yeah, thank you everyone. And of course, Mala workshop this weekend, this Sunday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's only 1,500. So if andito ka sa Davao, it's not too late to ask for your kit kasi we can give the kit to you this Saturday. Sabay ka na lang din, punta ka na lang, mag-prepare ka na lang ng 2,000 or 2,500 kasi meron din ang Mystic Angel CP Market, mag-shopping ka pa, 'di ba? Or wala lay budget kay gusto lang ka mo palit-palit daghan, unlimited like the unsa to tong billion na nawalaan kanang murag 10 jod 10 10 figures. So, de ba lami? So, yeah. So, thank you everyone. Bye-bye. Enjoy your afternoon and blessings. Have a wonderful day.
Yes, salamat.